Welcome everyone to the Queen City Jamboree, game number 3 versus it will be the Bishop Guertin Cardinals and the Manchester West Blue Knights, a Division 1 versus Division 2, and a great contest ahead. My name is Kyle Heave from Manchester Public Television. Joining me up here in the booth for this special night is Mr. Tom Bezoin. Coach, great to have you back here for another season of football, and West surprised the state of New Hampshire with their abilities last year.
Yeah.
And Coach Andrew Preventure has got to be pleased with this. But now with this Jamboree playing against a Division 1 team in the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, certainly an idea of how good they can be this year here tonight.
You're going to see they have a lot of athletes on their team, and things are changing over there. And there's a lot of good athletes coming out of Parkside, and Andrew's doing some unbelievable things over there, like I knew he would.
Well, the kickoff here for the Cardinals as we get things going here, and a long, deep kick, and this could be a touchback, and that's a pretty good sign here for the Cardinals to know that their kicking game looks pretty strong so far in the first play of the year. You can see them bouncing around here, happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weapon to have. If you have a kicker that can kick touchbacks in high school, it gives everybody a break. It gives your kick off team like a little puff if you have multiple guys playing multiple ways, and it's just a big weapon, and obviously he'll be able to kick field goals too if he can boot it that far. So West coming in with their with the backup quarterback. Gill is a little injured to start the season, so they're expecting him to return later in the year, but he's going to be out for a little while with a hand injury.
That is Gio Doria, who is their starting quarterback, and unfortunate injury right before the season will start, so we'll see what Manny Mendoza has been able to do, and a run up the middle is stuffed, and the Cardinals bringing a lot of loud energy here to this game. And they're obviously excited to get on the field as well.
Yeah, and they're going to have their regular squad of all-stars from the southern New Hampshire and northern Massachusetts area, so it's always been a little different for them. They've been bounced up from Division 1 and Division 2, and now they're in 1. So it's a good test for West, up front especially.
Bishop Guertin next week will start the season on the road versus a Massachusetts team, and Mendoza will hand it off, trying to find a lane, and he is stuffed. So this drive has gone backwards so far for the Blue Devils. Again, Division 1 versus Division 2, they obviously have some big boys here on this Cardinal squad, but you're getting an idea of what plays might work here and what you can work on here. So kind of liked what we're seeing in some ways, but Manny has been able to hold the ball pretty well, and now we'll see if his arm is warmed up here on this 3rd and long. From the 19-yard line, so a 3rd and 11. Has some time. The throw is a wobbly one. It will be connected. A flag is down. We'll see what that is. And
there's a little bit of a pick going on there, but it's either going to go one or two ways. They're going to call a hold on BG or pass interference on West because it was a little bit of a pick play. They don't, that was Jerome Hennert with the catch, and he's one of their key guys. They got Liam King. They have Rayvon Nelson, Miles Whiter, Kingston Green. I mean, they have some players on that team at West now. And, things have changed over there since I left, and the flow of players coming out of Parkside. And it's good. It's a hold on BG. So it won't be an automatic first down, I don't think.
Yeah, well, referee is going to discuss things and see what they can do.
Yeah, well, obviously you want the penalty, right?
You're not going to decline that.
Well, because you're going to get the down back, so
now
it would be 4th down otherwise because he came up short.
Officials all discussing what to do here. It's their really first chance to get things figured out and kind of gel with one another. As obviously a shortage on football officials every year. It seems like they're trying to get more and more out there. I mean, I know they've asked me numerous times, seeing me on the sidelines, and I'm like, I kind of like being up here in the booth more than being down there. No one's really yelling at us up here, Buzz.
I can't tell you how many phone calls I've got about that. and I have no. I'm still trying to get my voice back from yelling at them.
That's one thing that impresses me every year is how much your vocal cords are strained when you're for the coaches.
And it's, everybody's like, oh, you had a cold. I've been on the radio a little bit lately and doing some different things. And you have a cold? No, that's my voice now. I've lost it. And coaching basketball in the gym is no different. So, yelling and screaming. There's a quick little play to Henner.
3rd and short, and able to keep on his feet. Let's see if there's any. There is a flag down in the backfield, and I think this is going to be a hold against the Blue Knights.
Yeah, it was on the edge, so it's definitely a hold on the edge. But, it's a good play to get off on 3rd and short. It's a good play call there. They're going to be 3rd and long now, though.
Yeah, so that they were able to get positive yards thanks to a hold on BG, and now it's going to come back, and it'll be a 3rd and long for sure. Waiting to see what they are going to mark it as.
It's going to go from the spot, so it'll be 3rd and 12, 11, 12.
Well, going back to your voice here, Buzz, I mean, Bob Sochi, play-by-play announcer for the world champion, 6-time world champion New England Patriots, swears by Bigelow tea. So
really?
Throw out the
interesting.
Get you some tea as we go out through the season here.
Okay, but I can do that.
It's a nice night here as we, again, it is a lovely August, 29th here, I think it is, as a date.
Man, I love this weather.
And
other than the lightning earlier.
Pass play connects, and
that's a
horse collar for sure.
Yeah.
And that will be an extra 15 yards on that play. And you can see the excitement here between Manny and able
Jerome,
to get his wide receiver.
And Henner's been involved in just about every positive play that they've had so far. And, Manny's throwing a decent ball there, as a backup. It's not anything. And they're going to run it a lot, too, so. Yeah, that's 15, so it's a personal foul, horse collar. The horse collar is you have to pull him backwards. That's a play that everybody likes to call out. You can grab a guy from the back there if you go down forward. And once you pull him backwards and you reach the ground, then that's a horse collar.
Now, what if you jump on their back, though? You
can jump on their back if he lands forward. That's fine.
Okay.
If he lands backward, then you're pulling him by that. Or if you assist someone. So if you're holding somebody by their horse collar and someone comes and finishes the tackle, that's also a penalty.
Well, either way, a positive play with the 15 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Blue Knights in their blue uniforms going left to right across your screen. Bishop Guertin in their all-white jerseys with the yellow helmets, looking like the Green Bay Packers going right to left. And Manny got to do a pitch, a kind of tough play, big hit right there by a number of Cardinals, and able to stop any sort of movement there.
Yeah, and that's Liam Kang, and he's new to West, transfer. So he's over there, and he's a captain, and they're going to try to get him the ball in space as well. So they've got a bunch of guys that they can, when I was there, I've had 1 or 2 at a time, right? They've got 5 or 6, 7 guys that they can get the football to, and that's going to be the difference of them taking the next step.
Aaron Shamalicki on that tackle there, wearing the number 0, this senior defensive end, 6'1", 220 pounds from Bedford, New Hampshire. And now a pass play. Manny throws it up, and it's going to be caught. That cornerback is going to be questioning that play for some time, as that was a duck in some ways, Buzz.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of a floater, but you saw the calmness of Miles Whiter out there, and he's been working his way up the ranks, and he's been pretty much a starter since he was a sophomore. So now he has that little savviness to him where he ran that route and he knew the ball was floating, so he kind of faked him out a little bit.
I believe it was actually Rayvon Nelson that caught that. It was number 3.
I thought it was 2. My fault.
Either way, a big play right there, and now a 2nd and 10. Or excuse me, 1st and 10. They, looking at the chain gang, had it wrong. Run up the middle and able to get to the line of scrimmage, and Liam King ran into a big wall right there, Buzz.
Yeah, but he's going to get a lot of carries, and he's going to be their workhorse, I think. And again, you're measuring yourself against a higher division team here, and how can you move the ball down the field, and can you get positive yards, and how is that going to equate to week one when you're playing a team that's equal or lesser than you? So, that's a whole package as well.
And obviously, we're going to wait and see how good Gio Dorio does with his. From what I'm hearing, it's kind of like a boxer's break in his hand.
Oh, okay.
And so, not sure. I know he says he drinks a lot of milk, so he's hoping that it'll heal up quick. And obviously, Buzz, you and I aren't 17 years old anymore, so it's possible that he could be back in due time. But Manny on the run right here. And did this get to the line of scrimmage, or is this going to be?
Yeah, it doesn't matter in high school.
Oh, I wasn't. Sorry, I'm so used to that in the NFL where
he got rid of it, and that's fine. But there's one thing about Gio is he's a worker. The kid works hard at his craft, and he had a little unfortunate thing. He's just being a kid, and things happen sometimes, and you're not going to have him sitting back and waiting for the thing to heal on its own. He's going to work at it, and he's going to do what he's supposed to do and to get back, and hopefully right at the right time. And, if West can steal some wins early on and get themselves in a good position playoff-wise, they can make some noise.
7:52 remaining in this first half. Still a scoreless game between the West Blue Knights and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. West with a long drive here down to the 36-yard line. Little screen play, able to make the catch, and now rumbling and dropped at about the 30-yard line. Play was good for about 7 yards, though. So
that's sophomore Kingston Green, and that kid, I could see that he was going to be a good player in flag football when I was coaching him at Parkside. I think he was in the 5th grade then or something. He was just a little guy, but you could see that he had the vision on the field, and Coach Provencher has great things to say about him. He works his butt off. He's a great kid. He's going to be in there on both sides of the ball as a sophomore. So, by the time he's a senior, you're looking at a Gatorade type player.
It was actually a play of 6 yards, so it will be 4th and 4 here from the 31-yard line. So they got to get to the 27, and Manny changing the play call. He's going to go from the shotgun here. Man in motion, and we have a false start, and that's going to make Andrew quite frustrated right there.
Well, it looks like there was some miscommunication to begin with, with the line. So, they got the count wrong, and then, the whole play was kind of messed up from there, and that happens once in a while.
Well, you just got to go move on to the next play, as you say, and, it's a jamboree. It's a fast practice here for sure, and things that they can work on looking at the footage throughout the rest of the weekend, and hopefully I can get these all edited and put up on YouTube for them to all be able to have throughout the rest of the weekend here. 4 games is kind of tough here, Buzz, but at least they're only roughly about an hour long, so we'll see what happens here. Yeah,
and it's a good tool for the coaches. They're taping it themselves as well, but the kids love it. I know that, with the commentary and everything.
Oh, bad snap. Manny's going to just go down, and that will be a loss of possession there, as Bishop Guertin, who had some plays where they looked lost but were able to get the ball, and now we'll see what type of offense that the Cardinals will have this season.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad drive by West, though, and they moved the ball down the field. They just had a couple little miscues there, but other than that, pretty decent drive, and we'll see what they do on defense here.
Well, it looks like it'll be Brady Richardson as the sophomore quarterback. I don't know if it's him out there or if it's it looks like it's going to be number 15. With a name like Brady, we'll see what he can do. Actually, it's not Brady, it's 10, and a completed pass that gets him down to the 45-yard line, and that is Nathan Bowen, the junior quarterback from Merrimack, New Hampshire, and it looks like they're going to be moving things fast here, are the Cardinals. No huddle offense, it looks like, so expect a lot out of Bowen here. Looks to the sideline, gets the play, and Bowen going to hold on to it. Long pass up and able to make the catch. Or was it? Yeah, it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, and you saw Kingston dropping back from his linebacker spot there in coverage, and he broke that play up. Otherwise, that's another big play by BG. So, looks like BG slinger. They're slinging it, huh?
We got Ryan Connolly, the wide receiver, to the short side here. On the far side, I see Sam Farad up there as well. So we'll see. We'll try to get these names as quick as they go, and quickly running across the field. Bowen got to hold on to it, and he is going to be brought down, but still positive yards on that.
Yeah, and you've seen a lot of this in the 2000s and the early 2000s, and the 2010s, like no huddle stuff and spread offense, where you see everybody looking at their wristbands, right? So everything's a signal and a number or a color, and they go quick.
Logan Curran now to the right side, and Nathan throws it and is able to make the catch and brought down. And that combo is going to work out pretty well, as that is the brother, Jake Bowen, with that catch there.
Yeah, it's a nice timing route there. I think West kind of got screwed up in their coverage there. The DB kind of let the guy off to the safety, but that coverage was kind of a little messed up. But that's what, again, they're going to learn from this, and they're not going to see too many teams going no huddle against them during the year, I'll tell you that.
Well, now finally behind the center, the handoff is going to be eaten up, and what a stop right there. You can see the energy on the west side of the defense as they are very pumped to get that play. And a good tackle right there by Jerome Henner.
Yeah, and he came in unblocked, and he took advantage of it. So, it's one thing to come in unblocked, but another thing to make the tackle, and he made the tackle. So
now back to the shotgun formation as Bowen in the backfield. He's going to hold on to it, going to take it himself, a QB draw, trying to get to the outside, and he's in for a 6. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Yeah, and that's a zone read, so that's a read play for the quarterback. So he's reading whether he's going to hand it off or keep it, and you really put that in the running back's gut, and you pull it out. And in that case, it threw West off guard there. I don't think they probably haven't seen a lot of this in the preseason. So, you don't really – that's another thing, too. You don't have time to really prepare for these teams in the Jamboree. You're not watching film too much on them. Maybe as a coaching staff you do. But you don't want to over-prepare the kids for this. You want to see how they react in a situation. So, in a regular season, they're going to be seeing reps during the week. If they're playing a team like this that's going no huddle, they're going to prepare more for that. Here, you kind of just want to see how they react and how they go. And I hope it's getting dark, because it's getting nighttime here, Kyle, and not because we're going to get some more bolts of lightning.
Yeah, well, you can look up at the skies right here. They are a little bit dark to our west as the lights have not been turned on. But Nate Bowen is also the kicker here for the Cardinals, so he is responsible for all 7 points so far for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, as I was letting you say things about right there. But this kid could be something special here.
Yeah.
Junior quarterback, 6'2", 205 pounds, and also is the kicker. So we'll see him out here for another play here, Buzz.
Yeah, he booted in the end zone last time,
He
right?
did, so that's why I'm like.
So if you're West, if you're the special teams coach, you kind of want to push your guys back a little bit from the 15, 10-yard line, maybe get closer to the 5 so you can catch this in the air.
Well, we'll see. It's Liam King back there as well, as Bowen tees up the ball. And now, are they missing a player? I see the arm up in the air.
Well, you got to do that. You got to get the whistle from the ref, yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
4:17 remaining in, again, this first half, and West will get the ball for the second time here in this contest as Bowen skies this one. King will take it at the 15, stays inbounds, tries to make a guy miss, and is brought down about the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Manchester West Blue Knights here, and we'll see what Manny can do on his second attempt from the QB spot here for the Blue Knights.
Yeah, I like to see them run the ball a little bit here and see what they can do against a bigger, looks to be bigger BG front. But, Wes has been working really hard with all different aspects of community service, and, they got a new weight room coming, and everything is going good over there. The zoo, the people from the zoo, donated that weight room, and it's a huge thing. And there's Kingston again.
I was going to say, there's your run play you were hoping for, and able to kind of have a delayed handoff right there, and it worked to perfection, as a lot of the Cardinals were coming in thinking it was going to be a pass play, hoping for a sack, and instead he's able to slip through the middle and able to get some positive yards here, and so it'll be a 2nd and 1 from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, nice 9-yard gain on a quick trap to the left. BG's right, West left, and Kingston again, he's going to be a heck of a player. He hit the hole good there.
He really did, and now we'll see if they go for another running play. And it doesn't seem like Manny is, a lot of the plays that they had set up for Gio, and able to just barely unable to reach across to that first down. So it will be now a 3rd and inches.
Credit to the staff, because this kid's looking like he has control of the offense. Whether he doesn't have probably the quarterback skills that Gio has, and they probably have to change their play calling a little bit and take some plays out and maybe put some in. But, to have a kid just go in and be ready, and, they're not going to cry about it. You get that those kind of things happen. It's happened to me many times, and you just kind of got to move on and do what's best for the team. And this kid's doing a good job so far.
Yeah, I remember the 2019 season when you're running back.
Oh, my God. You had to bring that up, huh?
Sorry, it just it's 2025 though. So
yeah, it's okay. I've moved on.
Oh, looking like a neutral zone infraction right there, as Bishop Guertin was trying to. They did not expect the long count there and jumped off sides, and will be a automatic first down for the Cardinals, for the Blue Knights, as the Cardinals are the guilty of that infraction right there.
Yeah, that's good discipline by the West line up front, where they had that little miscommunication earlier, but here they had the good discipline, and they got a first down out of it. You can take a first down any way you can get it in these games.
Oh, absolutely. And now going to be under 2 minutes to go before we switch sides, but at least West, who's gotten the ball deep in their zone each time, is able to make it their way slowly but surely. But either way, a 1st and 10 right here from the 40. Man in motion, and now a penalty called. And, felt like the first game that we did tonight, as the Salem Blue Devils were able to take down the Trinity Pioneers by a score of 21-7. Not really a lot of flags in that game.
No.
This one has been a little bit more tougher. Actually, it'll be a timeout called by West, as they did not like what they were seeing here. And, I think for Coach Provencher, it gives him a chance to really showcase his ability to run a team with now having to go with your backup quarterback to start the season.
Yeah, and, he's always going to be prepared. And, when I left, I knew he was the perfect guy for the job, and he's proven it. I didn't have to go out there and say, look, I told you so, I knew it was going to happen. I knew how he was going to do it, and then he had a plan going in, and he's followed that plan and more. And he's just a community-type guy. So he's going to go out there into the community and get things done. And, last year they were in that T-Mobile thing, right, where they got, they didn't get the grand prize, but they got like $30,000 for upgrades to the school. And now this year with this whole Zoo Health Club thing, they came in and it's given out $120,000 worth of weight room upgrades. And believe me when I tell you, that is needed over there. There was the early 2000s when the last time that anything was upgraded in there.
Well, here we go with a 1st and 10 again, man in motion, and it's going to be a delayed hit. Oh, he's going to be brought down, and what a loss right there. Cardinals able to eat that up, and a play that looked like it was designed well, just someone might have missed their block right there, Buzz.
Yeah, it's just a little misdirection play that they're trying to catch BG off guard. And I think they were probably trying to run that before that thing. And, and again, these are plays that maybe or maybe not in the book when Gio's in there, and maybe they haven't repped that enough. And, that's the whole thing with this is you're going to get reps in live play. When you're scrimmaging during the week, you're doing a more controlled scrimmage where you can stop the game and you can stop things. But here, it's like a live game situation, which is going to help you for week 1.
Well, Jonah Feliciano was and now a long pass by Manny, but overthrows his intended wide receiver, and now coming up a little limp here, and not a good sign here for the wide receiver who is going to head to the sidelines, and that's Miles Witter.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want them pulling anything here. He's hurt his foot or his.
Yeah, he started coming up, got his towel, and then went down. I don't know if that was a design kind of like make sure that you're injured so we can get a timeout, or.
Well, hopefully it's just a cramp, and that happens too. Sometimes you feel like you're okay, you shook it off, and then all of a sudden you got nothing there when you go step on that leg, and looks to be just a cramp. And that's good.
Well, that's better than what I thought it might have done. Is I was at the field last night for West at the Bill Meisel Field and was able to kind of see the boys all practicing, and they were pumped for this game tonight.
Yeah.
And we'll also be broadcasting the West versus Pembroke game next Friday night, the 50th anniversary celebration for the 1975 squad. So it'll be.
I'm gonna miss that one, and I'm a little disappointed. So I'm glad you're broadcasting it because I'll be at a wedding, and if I can sneak my phone, I'll probably put my I don't know. My wife will not let me do that.
Well, I'll try to send you some updates if I can as well.
Yeah,
but
there we go.
53 seconds ago in this opening half. A good block right there. Pass is wobbly, and
yeah. And it's
wasn't sure
just
if it was
a timing
deflected
thing.
or what that was, but
I think it just came out of his hands wrong. And sometimes when you get in a shotgun and you're not getting all the reps at quarterback, it was a timing play, and that has to hit. The snap, the catch for the quarterback, and the release of the quarterback has to hit exactly right. And it didn't at that time, but it's good. It's good to get the reps in. Let's see what they can work on for their punt team here.
Yeah, first time to really see how the special teams can work here for the Blue Knights as well, as they had the loss of down on their first drive, and now a punt here. Oh. And this one goes straight up in the air, and let's see where the bounce goes. And it's going to be held on to at the 40-yard line. So a punt of 5 yards here is not what Coach Andrew Preventure was hoping for.
Yeah, we saw one like that in the last game too. Just a little shank, maybe a little nerves by the punter there. Looked like he caught it and really rushed. Sometimes you have time, and the other team's not rushing you, so you got a little time to get that kickoff. But he really rushed that, and he barely got anything on it.
Well, now the Cardinals with a 7-0 lead, 41 seconds ago. And see if they go back to the no-huddle offense that they had started with. We've seen a lot of passing plays here from Nathan Bowen with a long pass and just not able to connect with his wide receiver in Rocco Roy.
Yeah, and, they've had some problems back there with their communication a couple times. But that time it was Kingston running with the guy, and the safety was not there. And Miles looks like he's still a little bit gimpy, so they're going to take him out for a few.
Yeah, you can see him coming over to the sidelines here and see.
Once you get that cramp, it still hurts for a little while.
Yeah, you can see that he's discussing what he saw and where he was playing, and now a 2nd and 10 here as Nathan Bowen in the shotgun again. He's going to hand this one off, and a big hole right here, and drop down at about the 26-yard line. A big play right there by Will Adams, who the freshman running back from Pepperell, Massachusetts.
Whoa, surprising.
Liam King with that tackle there, and the chain gang moves up, and now here we are at the 26-yard line roughly. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals, looking to continue until the final seconds here, and another running play. They brought down, and now the clock will continue down, and that will end the first half here from Coach Jim Schubert Field here at Gill Stadium. And for the Cardinals, they got to be pleased with how they've been able to run their offense so far. For Manchester West, great ability to see what you have against a good D1 squad.
Yeah, BG looks to be quick, and a lot of athletes out there, and West is going to fly around here and do what they can, and hopefully come out of this without anybody banged up, and they'll be ready to go against their D2 schedule for sure. They got the numbers over there now. They got more players than I ever had when I was there, so that's helping them out a lot with depth, and they have their younger team did very well in the freshman Jamboree, so they're going to be good. So the future's bright over there. So everybody that was burying West a few years back, take a look.
Yeah,
it's not sometimes you have to dig out of the hole, and I kind of had to dig out of the hole, and once I dug out, that was enough for me. I had to bring on some younger guys, and Andrew has a heck of a staff. He's got a bunch of coaches that are willing to. Excuse me.
Great to see that a lot of the players are still continuing playing up in college at New England College as well.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool to see that. Not often players. They after high school, their careers are over, but these guys have been able to continue on.
Yeah, and that was part of the hurdle that I had to face, and getting those kids to play at the next level. And we got the Taylor boys playing up there, and a bunch of actually Manchester kids playing. I can't wait to get to that opening game, first time in 50 years for them.
So cool to see there as the final 12 minutes are up on the board, and we are ready to go as Nathan Bowen still in the shotgun formation as he sets up, and the pass is just over the head, and that could have been certainly some troublesome as there was no one between him and the end zone there, Buzz. Yeah,
they need to shore up their coverage back there a little bit. I think their communication hasn't been the greatest so far. But, sometimes it helps when you have athletes. You can make up for it. And there's the lights.
Lights have turned on here.
We're looking a little better now.
Yes. A 3rd and 6, and the run play, and able to find some wiggle room and jump ahead, but it will still be a 4th and 1, it looks like here. And let's see what the officials mark it as.
Yeah, it's definitely short.
So, big chance here for West if they can stop the Cardinals.
They brought the heavy set in because we're going under center.
We'll see if Bowen just goes for the QB sneak. And instead, it's going to be a handoff, a little draw play.
Yeah, just a little quick pitch. So it's an off-tackle play, a little quick pitch, that's almost like a double wing play. They call that superpower. So, it was quick and to the point. And a smart play.
Get the first down, and now inside the red zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Bowen under center here. Looking around, this most likely will be, some trickery right there, and able to get about 5 yards. A surprise right there, but Will Adams able to get 5 yards on that.
Yeah, it's interesting because they go from the spread to that double wing, and a double wing, that's the first play was 99 superpower or 88 superpower, and that's 47C coming back. So that's football talk, but that's another way of saying a counter. It's a counter play.
Well, 4 wide receivers now, 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Rocco Roy, he's going to go to, and the play is caught, but I don't think the ball.
Did he get his hands under?
I'm trying to figure that out. If they are marking it, no, it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, it looked like it bounced to me.
No. Now it will be 3rd and 4, and they're going to continue. It looks like they're bringing in a tight end here. So 5 wide. 3rd and 4. Man in motion. And now Bowen finds Rocco Roy for the touchdown. And the Cardinals now lead this game 13-0.
And that goes back, Kyle, to the last game, right? We were talking about the Trinity receivers running into coverage, and that kid right there just stopped when he was open. So it's like give the quarterback a target, and nice play.
Well, I mean,
it looks like that quarterback's really good.
It looks like Nathan Bowen is letting the state know who he is tonight, as a number of media outlets are here tonight, including here with Manchester Public Television, as the kick is up, and Bowen has now been involved with all 14 points of this contest. 2 extra points, ran one in, and able to pass one in from about 10 yards out, and now the Cardinals feeling good right now.
Yeah, and a lot of these, Andrew and a lot of his staff coached at BG. So, there's a little bit of a sting there because they were over there for a couple of years, 5-6 years ago. So that's where he got a lot of these guys and met a lot of these guys. So, he has a great staff, and they're doing a good job. They're going to be fine. This is not anything that's a measure of the season. They want to try to get some momentum and try to do it without getting injured. Hopefully they can get a decent return here and see what they can do with a good field position start.
I've been trying to figure out how they decided these games of who's playing who, and obviously a lot of Division I versus Division II we'll be seeing Memorial in Pelham at the after in a little bit, and that should be a fun one. And then the battle of the green and white, the Pembroke Academy Spartans and the Central Little Green in the late contest, and a little squib kick that will be taken at the 14-yard line up to the 29, and a nice little return for the Blue Knights, who will see what they can do, as Liam King is looking very positive here so far.
Yeah, he's going to be he's going to be involved in a lot of their stuff and on both sides of the ball and special teams. So, when you get players that are that good, they're playing every down. So it's just a matter of getting them, and he's new to the team, even though he's a senior. So, matter of getting reps with each other and just learning from each other, and that's what this is for. And hopefully they can get a halfway decent drive here and at least use some clock and get some positive run plays in.
10-10 remaining, and now I heard the whistle, so I was worried that there might have been too many men, but now a little pitch out, trying to get to the outside, and now is going to be wrapped up by a number of white jerseys, but able to get back at least to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and that's just a little motion play, and then they cut it back where he came from. So that will work later on too.
Rayvon Nelson.
So you got to understand that these kids at BG are quick to the ball, and they're playing at a whole nother level when they're playing. BG's going to be playing who? They're going to be playing Nashua South and Pinkerton and those teams. And West has got Hanover and Merrimack Valley. So it's two different things.
And now pass play here, and going to be wrapped up and brought down, and that will bring it even further back here, and now a little slow to get up here. And
that's Miles again. And once you get that cramp once, it's hard to shake. You can try, and the kid's competitive as heck, and he's going to want to play. So he's probably begging the coaches to get back in there. But that cramp just, once it happens, it's just going to bug you the rest of the night.
No amount of pickle juice or mustard will help out.
Mustard, bananas. I used to do everything, and we had a couple of players when I was over there at West that were notorious to get them, and I tried everything with these kids, and I would make them eat bananas. The kid hated bananas, but I'd make them eat them anyways. And
well, the Toronto Blue Jays interview will always be remembered for bananas. Monkeys eat bananas. No problems.
Oh, goodness.
9:07 to go as a plane kind of flies over here, and it's departure or arrival here to Manchester, New Hampshire. Now a 3rd and 10 as Manny releases, and it's going to be caught. Can he get around, able to get the first down? We'll see what the officials mark it, but nice movement right there.
Rayvon Nelson. You get the ball in these guys' hands, and they can do some things with it. You know, and that's a perfect example right there. You just want to get your players the ball in space and the guys that can make plays. And he didn't have a lot of room to do it there, right? But just that little move got him the first down.
And drive will continue, so see what they can do. Again, 1st and 10 from the 39. West in their blue jerseys going right to left across your screen. And a
went the wrong way.
Play that did not work at all is Manny trying to give the handoff, and he was on the wrong side.
One of them did. Either Manny did or the running back went the wrong way. You know, that can happen early on in the year as well.
And, you know, I can only imagine what Monday will bring. It's almost kind of a nice way to start the season here for both teams.
Yeah.
You can have the weekend off. Well, it is a holiday as well on Monday. So
yeah, you can't really take a day off because it's just there's just too much, not enough time. And, you know, when you're playing on Friday night, and, you know, you only have so many days. And you got to have a walkthrough the day before, which takes a day away. So, you know, yeah, they're not going to be taking any time off, I'm sure.
No days off here, as Coach Andrew Boventure has said. And pass play, and nice hands right there. See if they mark it as they catch. Yes, they do, and able to get some yards. And nice catch right there by Austin Martin.
Yeah, that's a quick little bench route. And, you know, that's you hope to get the catch and then have a little space, but he didn't have any space to make anything happen thereafter. But, you know, if that's a 3rd and short play or something, you know, that's a good play to run.
Well, 7:30 remaining in this game, and West with a 3rd and 13 though after that botched play kind of hurt the drive for sure. But Manny gets the play call and he'll run back, and you know, we'll see if they have a little trickery here, if they kind of gets a man in motion to try to make a long pass.
Yeah, and they're using the old run to the sideline with the quarterback. You know, that's okay if you have a quarterback that can do it, but like,
and he is going to be sacked and brought down. The Cardinals are pumped up right now, Buzz, and that was a drive killer right there. And the number 29 in Adam Pavaglio. Sorry, Adam, I kind of probably botched your last name there, but from Guertin, Mass, 6'4", 250 pounds, and that's a big sack right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, good pressure, and they didn't have time to get anything off. So hopefully they can do a little bit better with their punt this time, because last time it was not good.
Pavaglio, number 29, you see him right there and trying to get past his blocker to block this punt. And we'll see, like you said, Buzz, hopefully the first punt was a mistake and he hit it off the wrong side of his foot. We'll see what he can do here. And now we got a flag, so we're going to continue to go backwards, it looks like, for West.
Yeah, timeout.
Thankfully, never mind.
Yeah.
A timeout called, so.
And that happens. I've been in this exact position before, especially on special teams in this thing, because you're putting so much emphasis and time into offense and defense in the preseason. You want to make time for special teams, and you do, but at the same time, you know, you're thinking, you know, week one, I need these special teams ready, and then when you have to do it for this, you know, it kind of creeps up on you. And you almost have to have an entire day, and that's what we used to do. We used to have an entire day of just special teams and just rep it and rep it and rep it. And you can do that all you want, but until you get into a game situation, it's not the same, you know.
Well, Cardinals have their deep man back about the 36-yard line, and two of them back there. And we'll see if, after seeing the first one, it feels like they should bring him halfway.
Again, that was, I think, a shank. I don't know how far this kid can actually kick it.
Well, kick is a good one this time, but takes a happy bounce and goes right about the 50-yard line. But
that's okay.
Is that a flag down, or is that just a marker? I'm intrigued to see.
I didn't see a flag.
He must have dropped it just to show where it went out of bounds. That's all I got.
Yeah, beanbag.
So, actually, it's going to be on the 49 of the west side. So, BG will get a short field already in the West Blue Knights side of the field with 5:53 remaining in this contest.
Yeah, and it's still got their. Looks like they still got their number ones in. So, though, again, it's different with every team. How many reps do you want to get? What do you plan to get out of this? Do you want your number twos to get some reps? And it looks like BG just wants to get some offensive reps here, and they're going to continue to try to drive the ball down the field.
Well, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals in their white with yellow helmets, looking like the Green Bay Packers. And a big throw right here by Nathan Bowen, and it is caught and brought down at about the 21-yard line. This brother combo, Buzz, is deadly.
That's got to be tough. That timing was perfect, right? That wasn't terrible coverage by West. That was some pretty good coverage and perfect ball.
Jake Bowen, who is just a freshman, is already looking very strong here.
The receiver's a freshman?
Yeah, the receiver.
Goodness.
So we're going to try to change these batteries after this play here, is trying to get all the things figured out here, Buzz, as we
it's preseason for
us as well. And now we'll see the Cardinals 1st and 10, 5:35 remaining, and Bowen got a little sling it and almost tackled behind the play, but able to get the ball, and now down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, and it was a good read there by West. They stayed home, didn't finish the tackle quite, but the play went for a few yards, but we'll see here. Now, they continue. They're not going to huddle at all. It looks like they're not going to huddle during the season at all. They're going to be a no-huddle team all the time.
From the way things are going, as Bowen will hand it off, and a big run here, and this will go for a touchdown. Cardinals coming into Gill and are looking strong so far in this Jamboree.
Yeah, they look really good. I don't know if they were down for a couple years. I really haven't followed them too much. But, yeah, they look really good. They got a lot of skill. And they got some good guys up front, too. Because West, believe me, West is no pushover up front. They've got some good guys on that line. And they're getting pushed around a little bit tonight.
Logan Curran with a big run right there. And now a 20-0 lead, and looking to get the 21st point here as Nathan Bowen will kick it again. And up and good. So the Cardinals, with 4:50 to go, looking to keep the Blue Knights from scoring. But for West, again, you're facing a Division I opponent.
Yeah.
You know that next week versus Pembroke. And for West, you get to see Pembroke play tonight,
right.
so as well.
And they get to see them. So, that's a whole factor, too, is how much do you show, you know what I mean? And it's like, it depends on the coach. Some guys don't care. Like me personally, I never cared. Like, to me, it was all about execution anyways, and how you're going to match up with the other team. There's no really hiding anything from anybody anymore. With the advent of huddle, everybody can see everybody's plays. Everybody knows what everybody's doing. It's all how you execute and, that element of surprise here and there. Do you keep a few things in your pocket? Sure. Yeah, you do. But, you're not going to surprise anybody.
Well, 3 Blue Knights back deep, and we'll see what type of kick Bowen has here.
Boy.
I'm not sure if I just saw a flash.
Yeah, I think I did off to the north there, but, we'll call it heat lightning.
Yes, there we go. And a good bounce right here. Trouble with it. It's at the 10-yard line, up to the 15, and it's going to be brought down. And, man, Nathan Bowen is having a night here, Buzz.
Wow.
Kicking game's looking good.
Yeah.
He's had some drives, and, well, look out.
And he doesn't have to play defense.
No, that's
like,
huge.
It's nice to have, when you have the athletes and you have a quarterback and, the kid doesn't have to go out there and play safety or, you can go over there and you can talk to him as an offensive coordinator, put him on the bench and see what's working and see what you want to try next. And that doesn't happen a lot, Most of the time, the kids are going both ways.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line, 18-yard line for the Blue Knights, and a little handoff draw, and it's going to be brought down. And I'm going to, just change this battery really quickly for everyone. So hold on for 1 second. That's actually, we're still good on that battery, it looks like, Buzz. So we'll see if we can sound less like robots now here. So 4:25 remaining in this contest, and West again backed up deep in their zone. We'll see what they can do to try to get things going. Is got to be happy to see what Manny can bring to the offense.
Yeah, and it's just him getting in a rhythm, and let's get in a rhythm and let's see, how you command the offense. Not so much the execution of the pass plays or anything, but take a command and make sure everything's running smoothly. And that's what they're going to look for him early on.
Quick 3-step and almost intercepted there, and looks like a little slip of the play or something there.
Yeah. Yeah, he just went down. He tried to make a cut, and he went down.
Jogging back.
That's Jerome Hennert. He looked a little bit banged up there, too. And again, you want to get out of this with nobody banged up, but you want to, you can't really put your number 2s in against PG's number 1. So it's like, if you see them switch to their number 2s on defense, then maybe you can do it. But, you don't want to throw your kids to the wolves either,
Well, here we go with a 3rd and 11 for the West Blue Knights. And Manny steps back, 3-step drop. He's going to release it, and this will be picked off by the Cardinals, trying to bring him down, and finally about the 25-yard line. And boy, Manny just saw his play, but a great read by the cornerback, or excuse me, the safety to intercept that.
Yeah, they had good coverage there, and another cramp going on for West. So I'm gonna deliver some pickle juice over to Coach Preventer over there.
He will take it for sure. Well, a fumble on that play hurts for the Blue Knights, for the Cardinals. And that's a nice spot right there for the West to finally get the ball back and get some positive plays there. Apologize for the delay there for a moment, as trying to get things squared away on our side. And, learning what batteries are good and what batteries are bad up here in the press box. So glad to know that, we are good for some time now here, Buzz.
All right, we're good.
2:47 remaining. Again, a 21-0 lead here for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. And now Manny hands it off, trying to find some room, and is brought down. And I will say this, the defensive line is looking pretty strong for the Cardinals.
Yeah, they're good. They're in their linebackers. They're quick to the ball. They got a lot of talent over there. But, again, going against a tougher team sometimes makes you stronger, even if it's 21-0 or whatever it is. At the end of this, nobody's going to care what the score is. It's just how did you get? Did you get better today? And West, they had some moments today. They had some good plays, and defensively they need a little work with their D-backs, I think, with their coverage. But again, you're going against a spread team that you're really not going to see too much. Sahegan will do that against them, and some other teams in the league will, but not as much as you'll see in D1.
Nice pitch out and able to be brought down. And Looking at some of the players here on the Bishop Guertin Cardinals, number 52, you can see him right there.
Yeah.
Bishop Kearns, get this, Buzz. He is listed as 5'11", 280 pounds. I mean, that's what Wes is going up against tonight. So that's tough. You obviously can't run up the middle against someone that's 280 pounds.
Goodness. So 5'11", 280 pounds.
That's and then they also have Dominic Grande, 5'9", 285. So they got some guys that will really
looks like they're taking
clog some holes.
Looks like comes in number 2 is up front.
Yeah,
which is good. Again, as a winning team, you don't want to get guys hurt either. If you get, you're winning 21-0, and it's the last play of the scrimmage, and somebody pulls up lame, you're going to be mad at yourself.
Well, the final minute of this contest, and for Manchester West trying to make something happen. Oh, gets past one guy. Gets through another big play right here for West as they will get the first down, and he's quick to get up, but the clock has stopped to 44 seconds to go. And
that's Hernan. He gives everything he has in every play. You can really see it out of him. Like, he's given every inch of his energy when he has the football. And even after he does, see how quickly he got back up and went back to the huddle. So smart football players, and they don't just have athletes anymore. Before, they kind of just had athletes playing football. Now they have football players, so that's a big difference.
And now a delayed handoff and another run play that will be brought down. And with 15 seconds to go, I see if it looks like
they're going to try to get one more off.
Clock is stopped at 13.
They called a timeout. Yeah. And then, that's up to Coach Provencher there, making that call, whether he wants to run another play or not. And, sometimes it's good. Sometimes you just hope for the best, and, nobody gets banged up on the last play.
I'm loving seeing this night here, the Queen City Jamboree, game number 3. 3 more to go tonight. We'll be a part of 2 of the 3. Right. But to see that the fans are using the stands over there on the far side as well, we don't often get to see that. And to know that people are out and about, and this next game will be Pinkerton versus Bedford, a possibility matchup for the championship in Division 1 come late November. So I think a lot of people are really feeling this game, and to know that both teams are they're on the opposite side. I don't know if they're fighting over who gets the far sideline or not.
Well, but back in the day, that visitor stands was right behind the benches back there. It was a big, long one that sprang from like 30 to from the 30 to the 30. It was a big, huge one, and then they had 2 in the end zones. But how they reconfigured the field a little bit, now they put them back there, and it's good to see people out.
Well, 2nd and 10, a long pass up in the air. Kenny, he cannot bring it down. An acrobatic type catch, and giving some love to the defenders. I love to see that, Buzz.
Yes, 7 seconds left. What do we got? Roughing the passer?
Oh, the flag was in the backfield.
Yeah, roughing the passer. Yeah.
That's a nice 15-yarder right there. So let's see if they go for a Hail Mary. If Manny's got the arm strength, it'll be interesting to see.
Well, they'll be on their side of the field, so they can make something happen here.
I'm waiting for the official to. Ball will be spotted pretty far here at the 39-yard line. So certainly a chance.
You can take a shot, but you don't really have to. Maybe a little trick run or a quick little pick play or something to try to get somebody in space and make a play.
You know that these kids have practiced this throughout their whole life. They want to catch a Hail Mary. On the run, Manny gets past the man. Now the throw is caught. He's on the 28, tries to get to the middle of the field, and that is how the game will end. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals come up here to Manchester and get the 21-0 victory in game number 3 of the Queen City Jamboree. I think there's a lot of pride for West here that they played a Division I team, and yes, they had a lot to learn here tonight. But you're not going to be facing kids that are 285 pounds every week.
No, and I did it when I was there. We played against Memorial and a couple of times when we played D1 teams. And, again, it all depends on the season. I think Coach Provencher's happy to get through this, in talking to them. to him, and then just moving on. He's thinking about week 1 right now, and his schedule and how he can make the playoffs.
And we'll look forward to week 1 a week from today versus the Pembroke County Spartans over there at Bill Meisel Field. Our player of the game, the Off the Mark Sports player of the game, we got to give it to Nathan Bowen, who had a great
Impressive.
game. Really impressed to see what this kid can bring for the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. But for Manchester West, I think that they got to be happy with this, and we'll look forward to seeing them next week. But for Executive Director Jason Cody, Operations Specialist Joe Lar, Operations Assistant Brendan McCormick, my name is Kyle Heavey. For Coach Tom Bezoin, we will take a break and let the battle of the Astros and Bulldogs commence here. But we'll be back for Pelham Memorial as well as Pembroke Central later on this evening. So we'll take a break for now. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.